Well, the U.S. citizenship used to be considered one of the most valuable assets. There was a time, like a little while ago, where Trump presided over a citizenship ceremony and told people they have just earned this priceless and one of the greatest assets on the planet. But apparently, a lot less people think so today. Today we're going to talk about the massive increases in number of people giving up their U.S. citizenship. It has literally gone up since 2012. Take a guess. From 2012 to today, so we're talking about less than 10 years, 8 years basically, 10x. Okay, so it used to be that it was a little less than 1,000 people a year who would give up their U.S. citizenship. In 2013, it went up to 3,000. This past year, it crossed 10,000 or around 10,000. I have certainly myself never seen so many people contacting me about renouncing U.S. citizenship, about getting citizenship somewhere else. And yeah, it's quite the wave. So let's dive into why that is and what we're likely to see, because we're probably likely to see a bunch more of this going forward. It wouldn't surprise me at all if 2021 saw more people give up their U.S. citizenship than in 2020, so that this trend, like, it's been kind of a steadily incline in terms of the number of people giving it up, but I think it's actually going to probably continue to increase over the next while. So I'm going to give you some stats on the huge pool of people who are considering it and who might be giving up their U.S. citizenship. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some alternatives and go from there. Before we dive into that, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit the like button. If you like the video, share it with your friends. We really appreciate that. We're trying to grow the channel. Really appreciate your support. If you have stuff you'd like me to create content on, put it in the description below or the comments below. And if you're interested in help with getting second citizenships, with moving abroad, getting other residencies, setting up international corporate structures to legally minimize your tax as well as possible, we help you with the strategy as well as the implementation with all of that, as well as banking and things like this. You can reach out to me, clarity.fm/Michael Rosmer. There's a link in the description below, or you can visit our websites, offshorecitizen.net and offshorecapitalist.com, and send us a message through there. Okay, let's dive in. So here's the stats. There's about 2 million Americans living abroad, okay? And apparently, reportedly 23% of them are considering giving up their U.S. citizenship. The principal driver for this, not unsurprisingly to those of us who are in this space, but if you are, say, an American who's in the U.S. and thinking about moving abroad, you may not realize this, and it may factor into your decision, is the onerous reporting requirements, the challenges with anti-money laundering rules, etc., that affect the whole globe and make it difficult for Americans to have bank accounts, to have pension funds, to have mortgages, etc., around the world. The whole U.S. system is really designed, as a client of mine pointed out maybe like a month or two ago, to just keep money inside the U.S., right? They don't like you to take money out of the U.S., which is kind of funny for the land of the free, right? But the whole system is designed that way. To give you some idea, they have something called FBAR, foreign bank account reporting. To give, some people who are not part of this don't realize how onerous this is. If you do not report your foreign bank accounts over a certain amount, the penalty for not doing so is 50% of the balance of the account per year not reported. So there was literally a case, a guy had around $750,000 in a Swiss bank account, didn't report it for 4 years. The penalty for that was $1.5 million, double the value of the account. Like, just insane, ridiculous fines for this sort of thing. So think about your situation. Well, you have to file a tax return where you are, plus you have to file a U.S. tax return, plus you have challenges getting, all this stuff. You might be in a situation where you then have to pay U.S. taxes on top of that. It's quite messy. Now, are there ways for Americans to, navigate the system and potentially have a reasonably good international living experience, in some respects better than a lot of people from other countries? Yes, there are. There's some things that are somewhat useful. However, it's definitely true that this has become quite onerous. And so I expect to see this trend increase. What can you do about it? Well, first of all, it's not, well, I'll do a video in the future about, the process of renouncing U.S. citizenship, which can involve a couple interviews, it can involve audits of your tax returns, it can be quite painstaking. Or I've had some clients recently who, it was fairly simple for them to go through the process. But interestingly, there's like backup lines now at a bunch of embassies to go through this because the demand has increased so much. So the first thing is you would need to have a second citizenship. And so the question, we talk a lot on this channel about, what do you do with that? You can get citizenship by investment in a bunch of different places. You can get a residency somewhere else and work towards a second citizenship. I think increasingly that's an attractive option for people. And so that's step one. Then obviously, you need to have a residency permit that you can legally live somewhere else, because maybe the place where you have citizenship isn't a place that you would want to live. I had a call with somebody yesterday who was talking about, they had family in Eritrea, right? If you have Eritrean citizenship, is that really where they want to go? Like, do they want to leave the US to go to Eritrea? Probably not, right? So having some other good alternative can make a big difference. And again, we have videos you can go through and check out around this. But yeah, you want to get a residency permit. You want to get some sort of a citizenship abroad. And it just might really be a good investment for you. So that's the update. The update is just numbers are soaring. I don't think that we're going to see the numbers decline. I think that we're going to see the numbers increase. I think you're going to find that the enforcement is increasing, and as the enforcement increasing and as more liability is pushed on foreign banks, et cetera, essentially what they did when they brought in something called the Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act in about 2015, when they brought that in, they basically made every bank in the world a tax collector for the IRS at the bank's expense, which is just ridiculous, right? You're basically forcing the expenses of the IRS on the world's financial institutions to the tunes of hundreds of millions of dollars in reporting infrastructure, et cetera. And yeah, just crazy things. So it makes crypto, et cetera, quite attractive, makes renouncing quite attractive. So anyway, that's that. Like I said, if you would like help, please reach out to us. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, check out our other videos, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, make sure you don't miss out on any future videos. And I'm going to look forward to seeing you guys on the next video.